Hey folks, so been out searching, trying to find the elusive Sasquatch. So I figured while I'm looking, I was going to tell some of you guys some of the essential things that you need to take with you when you are Sasquatch hunting, something. So I'm going to show you what I have in my kit. So you always make sure you have a flashlight. This one, see, kind of, okay, flashlight, okay, cool. I always have one of these. I don't even know what that is. Then, super important, always make sure that you have one of these extinguishers, because people don't realize this, but they always say that only you can prevent forest fires. Well, how are you going to prevent a forest fire if you don't have a fire extinguisher? Duh, people. And then the most important thing that you need when you are looking for the elusive Sasquatch is a bag of frozen peas. Now, everybody thinks that Sasquatch likes beef jerky or something like this, but frozen peas are actually a delicacy in the Sasquatch diet. So make sure you have these when you're out hunting Sasquatch. In the game of hunting Sasquatch, you are taking on the role of several different hunter groups, and you're trying to find the elusive Sasquatch or some other urban legend creatures that are found in all over the world, actually. So, the game is pretty simple. So you have a deck of location cards, hunter cards, a whole bunch of tokens, and a whole bunch of dice, and a special fate die. So, let's just say we're going to play in a 3-player game. First thing you're going to do is you're going to shuffle up the location deck and shuffle up the hunter deck. Then each person is going to receive one of those hunters. So let's just say player 1, they're going to be the sci-fi fanboys. And of course there's going to be art in the game. Let me just have this as a temporary holder here. And this is going to tell you a little effect that your group has. And this will tell you what color you are doomed on. That happens with the locations. So first we have the sci-fi fanboys. Then we have a Hollywood film crew. So they are player 2, and let's go with player 3. And player 3 we have a Smithsonian curators. Or we have Smithsonian curators. There wouldn't be a "the" in that. So those are our 3 players. So to begin the game, we're going to start off with our first player here. So the sci-fi fanboys are going to go first. Now, don't get attached to your people because, well, they're not going to be your people for very long. They are going to probably die, and once so many have died in a game, that's when the game is over. So in a 3-player game, when there are 8 groups in the trash, that's when the game is over, and then you'll collect your points or you'll count up your points and see who is the winner of the game. So let's just move these over here. Sci-fi fanboys are first. So since there are no locations to explore, what they have to do is they're going to have to take the first location on the top of the deck. So they're going to flip that over, and let's have a look at this card here. So these are the Jewel Caves in South Dakota, home of the Owl Woman. I don't know anything about the Owl Woman. So, a bunch of stuff on this card. Obviously, this is going to be some pretty nice artwork here. And this is going to show you that you have to roll certain dice to get certain, to be able to successfully search out the evidence of the Owl Woman. So, the first thing you're going to look at is right down here and see if you are a doomed hunter. Because if this color matches the color on the bottom of your current player card, well, you instantly die there. So that's not always a good thing, but luckily this is gray or white. I think this is actually white. So the Jewel Caves do not instantly kill the sci-fi fanboys. So, looking over here, this is what they have to roll on the dice to be able to successfully collect the reward for this, this location. Now, if they happen to roll these, when they're attempting to roll these, well, unfortunately, they're going to die. There's also a trap here that I'll explain when that comes up. So this is the only location available for the sci-fi fanboys. So they're going to go ahead and they're going to go hunting in the Jewel Caves of South Dakota. So, there are these 8 dice, and you can roll as many or as few of these dice as you want to attempt to get the victory goal. Now, if you're super confident, you can just go ahead and roll 4 dice. I'm not quite feeling it, so you know what? I think I'm going to roll 6 of these dice. So these 2 I'm going to put off to the side, saying these are ones that I'm not rolling. And I'm going to go ahead and roll these up. I'm just going to use the inside of the box here. So, let's give these a roll and see what we get. So, the first thing you're going to look at is you're going to look at the death column and match anything that matches in that column first. So we have a camera. So I'm just going to put it right next to it. You're supposed to put it right on top, but I like doing it that way. We don't have any skulls, and we don't have any more cameras. So that's pretty good for the death thing right there. So now we're going to look at the other side here. So we have a foot, a book, and a gun. And then we have this other book that's not really needed. So, boom, we have successfully searched out and found evidence in the Jewel's Cave of the home of the Owl Woman to find out that, hey, this Owl Woman might exist. So because we have been successful, we're just going to go ahead and scoot off all of the dice here. We're going to collect this location card, which is going to be worth 4 victory points at the end of the game, but also we found an audio recording. So what you do is you go over to the tokens, and you grab yourself one of the audio cassettes. Now at the end of the game, each of these tokens are going to be worth 2 points, but you can only have 1 of each type of token. So you can only have a maximum of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 extra bonus points. So that's pretty cool. So the sci-fi fanboys have been successful at the Jewel Caves. So you go ahead and put that off to the side and put your token off to the side. And the sci-fi fanboys live to search another day. So now we're going to go into the Hollywood film crew. So let's see what the Hollywood film crew, their location, since there's no locations out here. They go to Lake Thunderbird, Oklahoma, home of the Oklahoma octopus. Very interesting. So this is some of the fun artwork that you will see on these here. So doomed hunters are red. Well, luckily, the Hollywood film crew, they're purple, so they don't have to worry about being doomed in this location. So, victory is going to be camera, camera, spyglass. Death is a foot and a skull. So, I think, as the Hollywood film crew, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to roll, let's roll 5 dice. So, we're going to take our 5 dice here and roll those up. And let's see what we get here. So, just going to put these out here. Well, we didn't get any feet. We didn't get any skulls. That's actually very, very good. So we have a camera and we have a spyglass, but we need one more camera to be able to be successful. So, since we weren't successful on our first roll, we have a couple of options. What we can do is we can just go ahead and take the trap if we want to. So if we take the trap will give us an anti-camera token, and it will also give us, let me make sure I get the name correct, it'll also give us a horseshoe token. And the horseshoe token will allow us to manipulate the dice as if we had re-rolled, or as if we had rolled the fate die. So, I think, let's just go ahead and try the fate die. So, when you roll the fate die, you have a couple of things that'll happen. There is, right here, this trap card. So if you land, or excuse me, the trap symbol, if you land on the trap symbol, you automatically collect the trap, and that's all you can do in that turn. If, however, you roll one of these horseshoe icons, you get to go ahead and re-roll all of the other dice. So these are the dice that I did not use. I get to go ahead and re-roll them. I can't just roll one, I must re-roll them all. So let's go ahead and roll up this die and see what we get. We roll and, ooh, we got the trap. So we weren't able to successfully do and find this Oklahoma octopus, but we do gain these 2 tokens. So we would gain the camera, and then we're also going to gain the wild horseshoe. Oh, excuse me, the horseshoe isn't wild, the light bulb's wild. But looking at the Hollywood Film Crew's ability here, it says, do not gain cameras. Once per turn, you may choose to remove a hunter die that rolled a camera. Well, that wouldn't have been so good in this case because we needed the cameras, so we wouldn't want to remove those. But we unfortunately don't get to gain this anti-camera token because we're the Hollywood Film Crew. We like cameras. We want cameras. So that unfortunately goes right back into the pile. But we did earn this horseshoe, which allows us to re-roll stuff automatically. So because this location wasn't successfully done, it stays out and stays in play. Next up is the Smithsonian Curators. So, just reading their ability once per turn, they're allowed to flip a hunter die to a book if they want to. So, they have a couple of choices. They can either go ahead and go to this open location of Lake Thunderboard, Oklahoma, or they can go to a mystery location. Well, do you know what? I think they're pretty confident with this location that's out right here. They think they can do it, but you know what? They are risk takers, so they're going to go ahead and they're going to try for a different location. So what they'll do is they'll flip it over, and they will place it out into an open space, since we have open spaces right now. So we have Mount St. Helens, Oregon. So this is the home of the Bat Squatch. Very interesting. So to be successful, we need foot, foot, gun, gun. To be dead, we need skull, book, book. So the curators don't really want this one that very well. So let's see here. Blue is dead. They are white is their color, so they're not too worried about this. They don't want to be flipping any dice to books, but they're going to try anyways. So with 4 needed, they're just going to go ahead and they're going to roll up 5 dice. Let's just roll them here on the table here. Okay, so let's see what we get here. Well, we have skull and book, which is not a good way to start. And then we have camera, camera, spyglass, which doesn't help us at all. So let's go ahead and roll up the fate die and see if that helps us out any. And they got the trap as well. So with this card, they're going to receive an anti-gun and an anti-foot. So anti-gun, anti-foot, those go into your collection there. So we'll go back to the Sci-Fi Fanboys. They already have 4 victory points, and they're going to go ahead, they're going to go for a brand new location, just to show you one more. So they're in the Mojave Desert, home of the giant ants. Aren't giant ants really a thing? I don't know. So, foot, foot, gun, gun is what we need. Book, book, camera is what we don't want. And blue was automatically dead, but the fanboys luckily are green. So, that is going to go out here. And they're going to go ahead and they're going to be crazy, and they're going to roll all the dice. They're going to roll all 8, because they want to make sure that they try to get these victory points. So let's roll these up here. And let's see here. So only 1 camera, no books. That was very good. And they need foot and gun, gun. So they have a pretty good chance of getting 1 foot, but they also have a pretty good chance of getting 2 books. So let's have them go ahead and roll up the fate die, and boom, the fate die rolls on the horseshoe. So they are allowed to re-roll the dice that they did not use. So they're hoping for a single foot, and they're hoping to not get 2 books. So here we go. And boom, they got the foot, and they didn't get any books. Fantastic. So they'll go ahead and they will collect this card. So they'll get 4 victory points and some excrement. Let's call it that. So they'll receive that there. So if you ever roll the death, your people are dead, or if you decide to hunt in a place that has your doomed color, you will go away. In a 3-player game, once 8 people are in the discard pile, everybody's going to collect their points and count them up and see how many points they have successfully attained. And they become the winner of the game.
This program is part of the Pathological Nerdcasters Network. Find more at
pncn.online,
where all the geeks come to play.
So that is a little bit of how you play Hunting Sasquatch. So this is a pretty cool game, especially for people that love to chuck dice. I know Will is a big fan of any kind of dice game, so this is right up his alley. I enjoy dice games as well, so this is something that I really enjoyed as well. The art that I have seen that is done is really fun. It has that fun cartoony nature. There's a lot of stuff going on, so you have a lot of stuff to look at. I also like that you have a little bit of risk and reward. You'd be like, okay, I need to get 3 symbols, but it's only 2 to fail. So you got to weigh it out and decide what you want to do. And I didn't really have a lot of those tokens come up, but the anti-tokens you can use to cancel out tokens on dice. So that way you can avoid instant death when you roll something. And then you can choose and manipulate everything how it rolls, which is very, very cool. But if this looks like something that you would enjoy, down below I have a link for their Kickstarter, which is going on right now. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and help support Cloak and Meeple. Right over there, I have a link to my Patreon. You can also click on my logo to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.